Yo, what up guys, Ross Scalps here, and in this video I'm reviewing Megalopolis. Let me just get into, the director and the cast. So the director of this movie is Francis Ford Coppola, and basically he's done the Godfather movie. So, he's an older director, and the Godfather movies are beloved. Many people think they're some of the greatest movies of all time. So he made the Godfather movie, and then he made like the complete opposite with the worst movie of all time. Good, that's talent right there. That's range right there. But along with that, you have the cast, and you have Adam Driver, Natalie Emanuel, Shia LaBeouf, Giancarlo Esposito, Dustin Hoffman, just to name a few of them. And this movie is kind of hard to explain what it's about. I literally don't know what it's about. After watching, I still don't know. So it's basically Adam Driver, who wants the utopia, versus Giancarlo Esposito's character, who wants just this world to stay the same. I'm just going to cut to the chase. This movie was bad. I was sitting in the theaters like, when is this going to end? When is this torture inflicted on me going to end? That's what it felt like. This was brutal. Let me just give you some quick facts about this movie. The budget was $120 million. They are not making that up. I can tell you that much. I read projections that it said this thing's going to earn 5 to 7 in the first weekend. 5 to 7 mil. That's barely enough to cover Adam Driver's bill. Next, you have the runtime. It's 2 hours and 18 minutes. And let me tell you, this is 2 hours and 18 minutes too long. This movie should not have been made. Along with that, this movie has a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I know Rotten Tomatoes, isn't the end-all be-all. But it also has a 5.8 on IMDb. So the reviews on this are not that good either. Don't even get me started on all the production stuff that happened behind the scenes. Where there's the sexual harassment from the director, or the director smoking weed and can't even get the movie rolling. There was just a lot that this movie had going in the opposite direction, going in the wrong direction. All right, so with all that being said, let me just get into some of my thoughts going into this. So this movie kind of reminded me of Babylon, a movie that came out a few years ago that had a lot of big names, but overall the movie didn't really perform as well as anticipated. And let's just say this is probably 100 times worse. And Adam Driver, he's the main character in this movie. And I mean, not trying to be mean, but he's not really a main attraction in my opinion. He just had 65 come out and, well, we see how that did. And like I said, he's not a main attraction, so that's probably why they have a stacked cast. But anyways, with him leading and the solid cast behind him, just the story looks so bad. This movie looks so dumb. I didn't even know what I was watching. I had to look it up. I can't tell from the trailer. I don't understand. And after watching the movie, this might be the worst movie of the year. Let me just go into some of the pros and the cons. And I'll start with some of the pros. So the first pro. So for one, I'll say Adam Driver is captivating. I mean, there's that. He does fine. He plays this weird role. It's like a scientist or utopia, delusional dreamer. I don't know. He's like a scientist. I don't know. What is he? What does he do? He has powers. He can stop time. But then he can't. So his character, I didn't really understand. He could, what was he, Einstein? There's that. Another thing is Shia LaBeouf. I think his character is entertaining for the most part. When he's on the scene, he's just Shia LaBeouf. You kind of know what you're getting from him. And there were some moments in here that kind of made me chuckle with him. But he was one of the more entertaining things of the movie. And even the movie itself, it was so bad, but it was an entertaining kind of bad, where things just didn't make sense, but you just wanted to see how they get put together, I guess. Also, there's probably one major scene in here that kind of shocked me, or that made me feel dang, okay, we're getting somewhere. And then it just went back down. It was this, the whole movie, and then this little heartbeat, and then it kept going down. It was a little like a heartbeat, but it was going down the whole time. But yeah, it's the pros. I mean, was the CGI good? No, because I heard he fired some of his VFX team. Okay, so let me get into some of the cons, or I don't know if I have enough time to list them all, but I'll try. The first and main thing I'll say is the plot or the story, the tone. All of it doesn't make sense. It doesn't really connect well. It's kind of just random scenes thrown into 2 hours and 18 minutes to put together a movie. Like the story from the beginning to the end, I feel like it got nowhere. They tried to tell so many different things, but they never explained any of them or never followed up and finished any of them. Maybe a few of them, but you just get lost. Another thing is the acting just feels so fake. It's like they're in a play on Broadway. Like, it just feels fake. I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't feel like genuine characters talking to each other. At times it does, but then like Giancarlo Esposito's character, he just feels like a robot, NPC. And some of the dialogue from Adam Driver at the beginning, you're like, bro, you're not Shakespeare, dude. Another thing is this movie is way too freaking long. Golly, 2 hours and 20 minutes. After the first hour, I was sitting there like this, like, still have an hour left, and the story's not doing anything. The pace is horrid. And like in the movie, Adam Driver has this power to stop time. They don't even explain how. They don't explain how he has it. And if they do, they didn't really explain that well either. Like, I just don't understand. This movie was a nothing movie. Nothing made sense. Nothing really came together. Like, the actors must have looked at this and just took it for the check, because there's no way they can read this script and be like, yeah, I want to put my name on that. Adam Driver, bro, you just bombed 65 and now you want to do this? Golly. And you missed out on Mr. Fantastic? Golly. I mean, besides all that, all these characters in here, they don't have enough in their roles, because the movie is so scrambled and random and not pieced together well that none of the performances really stick out or mesh well. And even Shia LaBeouf, his character, why would he sign up for that? I just don't get why he would sign up for a role like this. It's so like weird. Not sure why anyone would want to play that role. I mean, I guess for the money, right? Do it for the money. But anyways, guys, those are my thoughts. This movie was bad. Don't go watch this. I know I've said that for other movies, but I would watch any other movie on this channel that I've seen again before I watch this again. This was bad. I watched it so you don't have to. Please don't go. This thing's going to make 5 to 7 million this weekend. Let's hope it doesn't, because this guy butchered it. But with all that being said, if I had to rank this, it's getting the flaming dumpster. #1 spot, too. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts. Do not go watch this movie, please. And if you did watch it, and if you did like it, comment down below. I need to know how and why. The only way I can think you might like it is if you read the book. But even then, I don't know how anyone could like this movie. But if you did, comment down below. I'd be very curious. And yeah, with all that being said, guys, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.